Welcome to Talk About Topeka, folks. I'm here with Jamie Slack. How are you doing?
I'm always fantastic.
It's another week.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I'm excited to be here.
Lots of great things happened this week. They broke ground on downtown.
Where at?
It was
Did
right
they
in
break
front
down?
of Capitol. Yeah, right downtown.
I know.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing, but this is exciting.
Yeah, right in front of Capitol Federal. I was chosen, and it was really totally an honor to be able to swing one of the golden sledgehammers, which was pretty awesome.
They actually found those golden sledgehammers, dug them up from the ground. That's the way they were.
From
and
Indiana
they were
Jones?
bestowed upon you
Jones did.
to play with. But that was so cool to go down there and, give that first big sledge.
I have to say I didn't really make much of a dent, but
it was fun, I'm sure.
I got a cool hat from the deal. I don't know if I was supposed to keep it, but I ran with it anyways. But, no, it's cool. I got a hard hat. It even says, Kansas Avenue Project, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So we had good times with that. And they had some slides that we got to see about some new pocket parks that are popping up down here. Just for folks who don't know about the project, the east side of Kansas Avenue is about to, I believe, May 27th, you'll start seeing cones, and then shortly after that, you'll start seeing that they're digging up the east side of Kansas Avenue. And then they'll supposedly get that all finished by November, have everything ready to rock and roll there, and then come over and in the next construction season, do the west side of the street. So a lot of really cool things happening. A lot of people saying, what's going on? What exactly is this going to look like? And there's so many things going on, and we've talked about it so long, and what is this?
Well, I think something too, with a lot of the businesses downtown, it's a really scary thing, because when you are looking at tearing up this huge part of downtown, that's a scary thing. I mean, that's your business, that's your livelihood, that's the thing that you're dealing with. And for some people, it's kind of a catch-22, if you will, about, kind of like this could, bring bigger business and bring better things for our downtown area. But at the same time, while it's happening, we're going to lose business.
It's very scary, and there's a lot of folks with the city that are working hard. They put together a toolkit to make sure that folks had the right tools and some good ideas for how to keep their businesses going. I'm on the board of DTI, and I serve with the Dining and Retail Committee, so I get to meet a lot of these really awesome people. We have monthly meetings to keep everybody up to date on what's going on, and people are very excited. They're a little nervous, but I think for the most part, people understand that in order to move something forward, there has to be a little growing pains associated with it. And when it's all done and everything's completed, it's really going to be something that we can sit back, look at, and be really proud of as a community together.
And I really hope that when we're talking with some of these businesses, I know I've discussed this with a lot of them, but I hope that we're making that very clear, that you just got to kind of feel your way through it. We have no idea how this is going to play out. And it can be scary and it can be tough, but in order for things to be better, we kind of have to go through that growing pains. It doesn't just tomorrow turns out perfect. It just doesn't work out that way.
And it's really great to see how this whole thing progressed over the last 5 years, because it started out with the Heartland Visioning Project. All these people came together and were talking about the ideas that they wanted, and we've heard the story of how it started, but there's been so much work from step to step to step, and getting public input and getting people involved with the process. As the mayor said at the groundbreaking, this project's been vetted more than any project that the city has ever done. I mean, it seems it's been a 5-year project. And really, they come together and they find out how we're going to fund this thing. And they've really done it so that the city's paying for the infrastructure. And if you look at the infrastructure down here, I'll give you a tour of it sometime. There's a lot of problems with that. And it has not been done in a very long time. So that stuff has to be redone. Resurfacing Kansas Avenue is another thing that they'll be doing with this. But $2.5 million has come from the private sector to put in amenities.
This is the private sector, people.
This
is not the city government coming out and giving taxpayer dollars. This is money straight up from people.
Great. Yeah, and there are individuals, businesses that have made giant contributions. A pocket park costs a couple $100,000, and they're doing that. They're putting them together.
These pocket parks actually are all individually designed by different businesses. We have security benefit. I'm not sure whose this one is.
Clayton Financial.
Okay.
And their logo is kind of the chess piece, if you've seen their logo in their store. They're down in the 700 block of Kansas. And it's, they've kind of built a chess theme, and it's fun. It's got the little pavilion overhead. It's pretty cool.
So everybody has a theme, and then they bring forward their idea of what they want to do, and it has to be vetted through so many different processes. And then finally it goes to Architect 1. Is that correct?
Architect 1 has
And
done this,
I just wanted to make sure I know who they are, but just getting the information all there, and then these are fantastic.
Yeah, they really are. This is, just to kind of show the detail that they have with the chess pieces under the tables, and
And
really
the next
great.
show, we'll talk about what the woman is wearing the next time. No, I'm just teasing. Anyway, that's not a real lady, okay? It's not. It's not.
She looks like she's from the 60s.
She does a little bit. She's having a good time. But
Yes, she is.
these are beautiful pocket parks that are there for some of those warmer days in the wintertime, that happen. I mean, these are year-round pocket parks that people can go in and sit down. A pocket park is sitting down with your smartphone at lunch and eating your lunch.
Yeah.
Or, sitting down, you have a few minutes in between meetings and getting some fresh air. All of us have wanted to do that at some point. So anyway, we can go to the next slide.
Let's hit that next one, yeah. This one is hills, and they're going to put in a cool little fountain.
And why would they put a dog in the fountain?
I don't know.
No, it's hills, of course. We love them. And they're a super huge supporter of our community as well. But that's just a different type of pocket park. It's just a different type.
As we think about what this adds to our community, and just right off the bat, this type of a plan, getting these large businesses, because the large businesses are the core of what feeds the economy in Topeka. Without the large businesses, we wouldn't have as many jobs. We wouldn't have the need for retail. These guys are in the community, and just their presence tells part of the story. So having these parks that have a little something to do with their business, that's telling part of the story of Topeka. These are the businesses that make this community thrive. And also, as you have statues of notable Topekans, you're seeing people who made a difference, who did something really cool in the community. Those people are honored as well. So you really, as you walk up and down Kansas Avenue when this whole project is completed, you will have a pretty good sense of what Topeka is. And it'll take you right to the Capitol, which that work is amazing.
Oh my goodness, I was just driving here and I saw the beautiful copper dome. I mean, of course I miss the green, I do, but looking at that copper, it is so beautiful, and we really do have a fantastic community. And this is just another highlight. We're gonna be downtown, we have these beautiful pocket parks, different things going on, right there in front of the State House.
Can you imagine a Saturday when this is all finished and the farmers market is downtown, and people being able to bring their families down, their kids being able to enjoy the pocket parks while families are going to the farmers market vendors, and the businesses on the avenue are able to kind of coexist with these guys? And just imagine the feeling of what a Saturday is going to feel like now versus then. That's one day fixed right there. That's really exciting.
Well, another thing too is no tow. Are you kidding me? Like, that thing blew up, and when Anita Woolgast was walking around talking about it, I was like, okay, I don't know, and then it blows up. This is what we want. Our community is worthy of being loved. We've got so many great things to offer. We just don't talk about it enough. We need to get out and enjoy it.
Things are changing. They certainly are changing, and we might as well be changing for the best possible outcome. And let's check this one. This is Mars. It's a play structure, which is pretty cool. This mesh kind of material, and I think there's another slide for it.
Oh,
yeah, you can climb on it.
Ladies.
They're actually sitting on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
This one's West Star right here.
Okay.
So you can see this is kind of a little pavilion out here.
And it's shaded.
It's shaded.
Because that could be a hot area, I'm
some
sure.
lighting effects will be done with this. I believe they're going to have some lights in the ground,
And I think even with the last one, the Mars one as well, they're going to have some lighting. So it's totally visible at night. It's still a pocket park that's available at night. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
We do not close down at like 5 o'clock.
Well, and there are a lot of businesses that do close down at 5 o'clock, and that's perfectly cool. But when we change things, when we're able to bring that business and bring more business and bring the excitement down here. We're all very excited about what's to come. And we're really kind of battening down the hatches right now because we know that it's going to be a trying time to get through the construction out front. But when it's all said and done, there's hands down not a doubt in my mind, and many other people's minds obviously, that this is going to be incredible for our community. Where do we go as a community to celebrate our community? Right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, that's a good shot right there too. You know, that's exactly what people are looking for. You know, I see people who are walking up and down, you know, downtown, you know, and they're going at lunch, and sometimes they don't have that much time.
Yeah.
They're running to their cars and they're just, you know, they're just taking their lunch with them, or maybe they're able to grab something to eat. But, you know, they just want that convenience. And we really do have a beautiful city, and we need to start highlighting it, and this is the perfect opportunity.
It's really spectacular stuff. I think that's the last one we have, but really glad for our friends at Architect One who have put these plans together. And I really love that this whole way they have the whole people, the group of people planning this have gone above and beyond the call to try and get as many people involved with this process as possible. And they've had all these public meetings, and just to see the fact that we've done that, we're all tired of talking, and here it is. And
I think the whole point of Architect One moving downtown really puts their money where their mouth is. They're saying, we want to help out locally. We want to be here for this community, and we're going to put everything into the downtown area as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, that shows a lot of faith, you know, that we should have.
That building, their building is right across the street from us.
With a big old party deck.
Yeah, it's so cool. Their building is really, we did a tour of it. You can see that tour on our show. But the coolest part is that building sat there for, I don't know, nearly a decade, empty. It was infested with mold. It had awful problems with it, and they came in and they took on a chore. When they bought it, I don't even think the real estate agent would go in it because it was so toxic. So they had all of this that they had to deal with, and some of these businesses and these buildings down here, they have that to deal with, and it's good to see the tides are kind of changing and people are making that investment and realizing that a brand new construction is not always the best way to go.
I do know that we need to go to break, but one more thing. When businesses want to come into a community, they are looking for the happiness quotient.
Yeah.
How are people happy? And when they look for the happiness quotient, they're looking for parks, they're looking for trails, they're looking for bike systems, which is everything that we're doing. We are getting on board with this. This is good for our economy and good for the people at Topeka.
Absolutely, folks, and we are going to be talking about it as it happens because it's right outside of our front door here. So we'll keep you updated on all of the progress with that, and we'll be back. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. We got plenty more fun in store for you. Okay, so Jamie, do you know Melissa? We're right here, and she's here. She did a really awesome thing this weekend, and Max took the cameras over there and put together an awesome package for it. It was Ride for the Fallen. Did you heard about that?
Yeah, and I'm not sure who did the better job. Was it Melissa Jarboe? Because a moving speech right at the beginning, and then Max, amazing camera skills. It was an incredible event.
Absolutely. And how do you think it went?
You know, I think we served the mission. I think we executed, and we created awareness in our community. So I'm going to be biased and give us a 10 out of 10. We did something great.
Yes, that's awesome.
I think you deserve it. I think you deserve that 10 because you really are good at rallying the troops, getting people involved, people who aren't necessarily involved. There were a lot of people, too, in that video that we watched earlier. We'll show it to you in a minute, but talking with people who've lost loved ones, really had, and other people who are just saying, I'm here to support the troops.
Right.
Yeah, and getting support for the troops is one of your big missions. How are you accomplishing that goal with the Military Veteran Project?
You know, our outreach is growing each day. Right now, we actually have nearly 318,000 veteran service members registered with Military Veteran Project. Ooh. We have about 1,600 open cases. And these cases are military medical cases where they may need assistance with a hypobaric chamber because it's not covered. They may have a waiting list for 6 to 8 weeks, but they have PTSD or suicidal issues. Where do we send them? there's no option for them. They just cannot go to a regular civilian hospital and say, hey, I'm having PTSD issues right now. I think I'm suicidal. They're like, well, you're a veteran. You really need to go to the Veterans Administration Hospital.
Yeah.
We're able to bridge that gap, and we're able to provide those individuals with that civilian health care and cover that cost.
Yeah.
It's a great honor.
Very cool. And Ride for the Fallen is a new event this year.
Second annual event, actually.
Oh, second annual.
Sure, yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we're getting around. We're hearing about it this year. It's
Yeah.
doing great. And it started out at Heartland Park.
Correct.
And then you went all over, and we have a video that Max put together that shows the Veterans Administration that you all went to. Tell us about that path that you followed.
We basically left Topeka and we went up to Leavenworth Veterans Administration domiciliary. And that's where a lot of our veterans are housed. They may be there for a variety of different issues. And so we're trying to bring awareness and show them that they are supported, they're cared for, they're not forgotten. And I think it was a great mission. We accomplished it once again, bringing awareness to those men and women out there.
In fact, actually, one of the guys was saying something that he was in the dorm. And I was like, what does that mean? Melissa, what does that mean? And you said they care for their homeless veterans. They're homeless veterans.
Yeah, and they do. And they have housing in there. The domiciliary is actually a 202-person bed. They provide meals. They provide counseling. We've been welcomed up there every week on Fridays. We can go up and be a part of their treatment sessions where the men or the veterans, men and women, veterans get together, talk about their struggles, their hardships. What do they want to do? And then we're also able to kind of attach and then give them a hand up, not a handout. Okay, I'm not going to pass you $20. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you, support you on where you want to go to your end goal.
Excellent. Well, let's take a look at that video and then we'll come back afterwards.
We have photos of individuals that their home of record was Kansas. And then we also have individuals that served at Fort Leavenworth, McConnell, Fort Riley. So we wanted to make sure all these individuals were honored. So we have about 300 individuals that we need to honor today. And I appreciate you carrying on that memory of that individual. I also want to say thank you to all the volunteers, and just to reiterate to everyone, my name's Melissa Jarboe, and I am the founder of the Military Veteran Project. We're a 100% volunteer organization, so everybody here today, nobody receives a dime. So your money that you spent on your ride, or you gave for the pancakes, or you gave to the pretty girls and Mark, is going to go 100% to advocating for adequate medical care for our military. Okay, we're in the process of having a partnership with the Veterans Administration Hospital and Department of Defense. One biggest thing that I'm pushing for, if you guys know my story, is adequate medical care, and to make sure that if the VA gets a cutback, they don't shortchange or short staff our Veterans Administration hospitals. They don't short staff the Department of Defense hospitals when our wounded warriors are coming home from the battlefield. So a lot of your money is going to go either to pay for those medical bills for those individuals when the VA cannot get those people in to be seen right away. And your money will also go to the advocation, which is lobbyists, attorneys, miscellaneous things. So today you're given the photos. What we need you to do, you're going to hold the photo of that individual, and you're going to complete the roll call by saying, today I'm riding in honor of Staff Sergeant Jamie Jarboe, or whoever's on your photo. Okay, so what you're going to do today is you're going to live for them. Since they cannot be here with us, they died for us. So we'll live for them today and we'll ride in their honor.
I'm riding for my best friend, Daniel Dowd, Army, Vietnam.
Specialist, I know Ronnie. I know Ronnie's mom, and I'm riding for my son, PFC Aaron Thomas.
Today I'm riding for PFC Jeremy Drexler, whose mother is with us today. It's my honor.
Also, Army Sergeant Scott Johnson.
Riding for my son, Sean Michael Wright.
Captain Corporal Lukin.
Staff Sergeant Jenkins.
Riding for my brother, Corporal David Unger.
Sergeant Linhart.
Specialist Idowski.
Riding for Corporal Hernandez.
Specialist McKenzie.
Sergeant Knox.
Specialist Hardage.
Sergeant Jones.
PFC Eddie Myers.
Army Specialist Thomas Moffett.
I'm riding in memory of Master Sergeant Scott Johnson, a local friend.
Sergeant May and Private First Class.
Staff Sergeant Donald Beagle Sr.
PFC Holland.
I'm riding for Lance Corporal Tiana and Second
I'm
Master
riding for
Sergeant
Specialist
Weiss.
McKenzie, Lance
I'm riding
Corporal
for Corporal
Sergeant
Harris.
Painter.
I'm riding for Sergeant Tyler Jr.
Highland, Tennessee.
Sergeant Jeffers, Staff Sergeant Zachary Hargrove, and PFC John, Sergeant Charles McLean.
I'm riding for Staff Sergeant Justin Gillespie and Sergeant First Class Forrest Holder.
And Army Sergeant Justin Officer,
This is his first ride right here. This is it, man. His first ride.
I'm a retired colonel, 31 years, Vietnam vet, and every spare chance I get to honor the sacrifice of our young kids, our men and women. We do a lot of funerals. We like to go to the airports and welcome the youngsters home, regardless of politics. You know, we love the warriors, and today have special times out here in this beautiful landscape, and next to the cemetery we're honoring those that made the ultimate sacrifice.
My name is Deborah Drexler, mother of fallen soldier PFC Jeremy Drexler, KIA, May 2nd, 2004, Iraq.
We are riding in memory of our son-in-law, Matthew Stilts, who was killed 11/12/2012 in Afghanistan.
It's awesome that how the support from all the bikers, and they are always there to support the fallen soldiers and the soldiers. They are an incredible group of people, and it touches my heart every time I see them stand up for our soldiers.
I served in 76, 77. I'm here at the Dom. This was an awesome idea. The lady that came up with this and put this together, kudos to her. I mean, this is incredible, all the bikes out here.
I served from 87 to 91. I'm also here in the dorm, and same sentiment. This is great to have these guys come out and not only honor the fallen, but honor all vets.
This is something that needs to happen a lot, because it means a lot to us guys here in the Dom, especially because we feel like sometimes we're forgotten. But this was incredible. I love it. Thank you.
Day in and day out, as each of you guys know, as you followed some of Jamie and I's story, I lived each day for him because he wasn't able to. And what I found in the Gold Star community, or anybody that's ever had a loss, you have a survivor's guilt. You're still living, but that person's not with you. How do you fix that? I didn't know. I ate a lot of chocolate and it didn't work. Okay, it did not fix that. Mm-hmm. And so what I did is I started living for Jamie, but then I wanted to share it with people. And I started talking to other Gold Star families, and I said, I want to share your hero's story. I want to share the photo, and I want someone to live for them for a day. And the Ride for the Fallen basically started in May of 2013 was our first ride, and we had about 100 bikers, and we did it that day. To corral the people together, it's pretty hard. I think once people come, if you came Jamie Slack, I would say, okay, Jamie, you're going to ride in honor of Staff Sergeant Jamie Jarboe, who lived in Topeka. He was a U.S. Army Cavalry Scout. He was married with 2 children, and he passed away on this date. That's your person. And so you're taking that photo, and you're seeing that picture, and you're attached to that person. Maybe you see that family in the crowd. And now it's just 10 times more pure as an American to carry on your patriotic duty and live for that person that gave you the freedom to do so.
I will not let you make me cry, okay? You cannot have the power over me to cry. But it was so amazing when you were able to talk to these families. You handed out these cards.
Yes.
But there would be people, I'm here for Staff Sergeant, and then they'd be like, I'm also here for my son. Right. My son died. And they're like, and so they had their, motorcycles plastered with pictures of their son that passed away. But they continue to live life for these people. And so you're just able to tie so many different people together at this event. And that's what makes these events work for people.
Right, and that's a big part of our peer-to-peer mentoring and support programs, is we're uniting these individuals. So maybe there's 100 Gold Star families or families that have mourned a loss, but they've never met each other. At these events, they're connected. Now, they have a whole new community of people they can attach to. Because if I go to you or Chris and say, I'm a widow, it's really hard to get out in the world today. You'd be like, I had a great day. Not understanding that you would never, and there's no comparison. It doesn't matter if I'm a widow or a daughter, and so we saw that. And I actually was greeted by a wife who lost her husband, not in action, but he was home on leave and he died in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
So it kind of, we kind of just crossed over a different level here, because now she's coming. She wants to honor a soldier, but she also has a picture of her husband, and her children are riding in the car behind her because we want to do this for Daddy.
Mm.
We're bridging those gaps with people. We're giving them healing, and we're hoping that we can unite them together, because in reality, our military community should be united, but also reintegration with our civilian community is so important.
Yeah, and a lot of these people know, now they learn about these people and they start to realize why it's so important that the VA is functioning correctly, and that we're maybe, bridging the gap like you are with the Military Veterans Project. This is a huge thing, and this is why we need to be involved in it.
Yes, definitely. We appreciate the involvement, and we appreciate everything you guys have done.
We appreciate what you do.
Yes,
don't even act like you don't do anything.
Yeah,
Gosh,
absolutely.
You are out there, really helping out and getting these people together and uniting them. It's an amazing thing.
Thank you.
And also, I want to talk real quick before you go about the Veterans Day Parade. How are things coming together for that this year? It'll be the second annual.
Yes, we are set. We have our committee assembled. Of course, we need a couple more people. Don't hurt. But we're out there, and we're meeting companies and trying to rally up support from the community. And our goal is Saturday, November 8th. We kind of want to have 20 or 30,000 people downtown. We already have 2,000 veterans registered to ride in the parade.
Wow.
And we actually have people coming from Emporia and Leavenworth to attend the capital city of Kansas parade, that veteran parade. And that's really important. When you think of Kansas, we want the capital city to lead the state. We should be the most patriotic. We should lead by example and just knock this out of the water this year.
And it was the first year last year, and it's such a daunting task. We talked about that, how putting this event together for the first time.
Yes.
And, how you've seen from the first year to the second year has gotten a little easier?
I think, I don't think it ever gets easy, but I think when I'm on TV or people see me, they're just like, oh, Melissa Jarboe's here. Okay, she's going to need something, or maybe.
But please let the money roll in.
Yeah.
That would help. Thanks.
Yes, financially, because we do have costs. We have to pay for barricades. And those are huge, like we've discussed.
Yeah.
$2,200 for barricades.
Yeah.
Porta potties cost $1,000. And I think people in the civilian community think, oh, you run a nonprofit. Oh, you probably get everything for free.
Well, Chris told me he'd open up his business for you to just go and use the bathroom
Okay.
for everybody. What? Who said no? Okay, sorry. No, I guess not.
Free potty with purchase.
Yeah.
No.
Something, yeah. But so we're getting things set up and organized, and we're welcoming in a lot of different people. We're trying to get 1st Infantry Division, Fort McConnell, and Fort Leavenworth to come over. Since we're not doing it on Veterans Day, we're doing it the Saturday before. We're trying to ease those guys in here because we need the community to see the surrounding military installations around us. The men and women that we want to have come to Topeka, the service members, the families, and be welcomed to Topeka. We want their business here. We want them here. We want them to feel welcomed.
And last year, I know we didn't quite know what to expect for the Veterans Day Parade,
Right.
but it knocked our socks off. I think you guys did a great year, and I'm really excited personally to see where it goes this year.
Yeah, us too. And if it wasn't for the dedicated veterans or dedicated volunteers we have, I would not be where I am. There's no way. I would probably be in the VA domiciliary or somewhere in a clinic because it is very stressful and it's very hard. But when you have good people that are behind you that believe in it, it makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, keep us posted
Absolutely.
on that. Please do.
okay.
Melissa Jarboe, folks, thank you so much for all that you do, and thanks for taking the time to come and share the words with us here and talk about
She's a
Topeka.
busy girl.
Absolutely.
All over the place.
Glad to be on your schedule. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.